Hey everybody, welcome back to um well, to me doing this. So, um I have now finished version 2 and I am moving on to this one. Uh but I need to kind of explain something before I get too ahead of myself. So, there's been the Nether update. The Nether update adds a bunch of different types of stuff, including different types of wood, blocks, um, another gold ore. Eh. Um, One of the things that is very apparent that I'm actually really looking forward to use is this one. Mostly because from a distance it looks kind of corrupted. Yeah, it's slowly changing color. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna look into what I can do with these, but in the meantime, gonna just have to work with my original ideas. Okay, so first things first, I got rid of the regular stuff. And I have this now. And we're going to start on Generation 3 sprites. But what I'm actually doing is something more of what I was trying to do. So, we have the sprite versions from Generation 1, sprite versions from Generation 2. At this point now, I would then go on to Generation 3. But Generation 3 has Generation 1, Generation 2, catch up, and then Generation 3. So, what I actually want to do is I want to do the Generation 1 sprites, go through it, and then at the far end, after I'm done with Generation 1, there's going to be a hard cutoff, and then past it is going to be updated version of Sprite. No, I can't do that. Yeah, so I would just do Generation 3 version of Generation 1 sprites, and then keep going. And to show this off properly, I'm going to start with Bulbasaur. Oh, I accidentally deleted it instead of, Okay, so now we could use this. So, grass, I got that one. Poison is that one. So there we go on those. So we're gonna lay down the texture like it did here, but this has a unique property of being able to be laid down in different directions. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to lay it down so the cross pattern appears, usually like that. And then I do the same here. That. And yeah, and then I seal it off like this. A little bit more. Then put down the chiseled blocks like before, and it just go out. So with Bulbasaur, this one's 22 by 19. So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's see if I got that right. Messages. Yep. And then just surround it like normal, but I'm running a bit low on time today, so it's actually going to be a kind of quicker episode. just explaining the old way of doing it. Like, if you go back, I explained this in an earlier video of like how exactly I do this, but my goal was Pokemon name, type, number, and then stats about them. And I'm gonna probably still do that. I might as well show it off now, actually. So this is where the lights would be. That, and then it would be bulb. Okay, so I actually have to do this correctly. So, number, name, type. Actually, no. Actually, be number, name, yeah, and then like that. And then for stats, height, weight, gen, region, gen, dex, number. Yeah, so I would just go like that. So how about we finish this off? So one of the things I've been racking my brain around is how do I deal with new sprites being introduced? And that is in fact a good question. It looks like they usually only update sprites when they go to a new gen. So I don't need to worry too much. Because, sorry, not new gen, new console. So for now, I don't really need to worry about the Switch becoming outdated in the next, like, 5 years. Considering how long they kept the DS running. Okay. Oh, my phone keeps updating me. So the one thing that I am actually going to have a bit of a problem with when it comes to how exactly am I going to deal with things is that I need to set up a thing to help me select you know, I'm always lost for words when trying to describe things like this. So all I'm going to say is I need something to help me not mix up my colors too much. Like when I'm sitting there and I'm like, which green did I use again? I'm gonna need a fast and efficient way to just quickly select it. Okay. Let's just go 3 for now. So first things first, we actually need. Getting a lot of messages. The heck. So first things first is that we actually need to set up the outline like that. So I'll just be using on Obsidian. I keep wanting to say Onyx because I'm so used to calling it that from tabletop games. And this one's 4, so that's 2. There we go. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, we need to have some way to say this specifically will be this from now on. And you might be thinking, oh, do I just use coal? Right, I was using coal, not obsidian. Am I going to use coal again for black? No, because that might actually get in the way. So what I'm thinking about doing is instead use just use different shades of wool, because I need 1 second. Okay, so as you can see on this picture of Bulbasaur, we have black, which is going to be the border, but is also, showing off, the background. The white is for the glass, but then we have this type of white. So for that type of white, we need white wool. So there. Then we have silver, and we have gray. So let me just grab those. My computer's freaking out for some reason. Right now. Okay. So as you see, we have those. So we then need red, which is simple, but we can't use red wool. You may think it's kind of weird, but it's like, but trust me, we are not going to want to use red wool for that one. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use nether wart for the eyes. And then we hit a snag. We need different types of green. For right now, we need one type of green to help us look like that. We need one type of green for that. So you may think that it's that we might not need to differentiate on the two types of green, but we actually do. When we go into current when we go into current ones, let me just pull up the Gala version of Sprites. There are a lot of different colors on them because of how they are. So, Kanto Sprites. See, this is the Generation 6 version. That is the one that they use in... that they also use in the Gala region. As you can see, it's... always changes brush sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need one of them to look a little bit more aquamarine one, and we need so it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 just from that. But as you can see, they do kind of correlate, where it's like whichever one we use here, we're going to end up using here. Whichever one we're using here, we're going to end up using here. Wait, here. Yeah, so there's that, but we also need to be dealing with this, which are not the same color. See? And it's not even close enough for that, so it might even be like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's super confusing when you really get down to it. But should be able to work with it. So, but luckily for now, we do not need to worry about that as much. So, let's select the 2 green that we want. Now you would say like, oh, you could use the lime right here, but the lime is a little bit too bright for our needs. Green wool, yes, that one's perfect for the darker shade, but we need something that is a little bit more tainted green. And you may think, oh, we could just use this melon. But the problem is that if we were to use the melon, from a distance, it does kind of have like the yellowish color. So it might be a little bit harder to use that one. Again, that one's a little bit too neon. Could use green concrete powder because... But the problem is that from a distance you can barely tell. Like, not really. And so our only option that is left for us, honestly... Oh yeah, and we're totally going to be using that for dark black. Well, darker black. Oh, hey, crying obsidian. I need to look at all these like blackstone stuff as well. Is that we need something like this. So the wool's like that. So we have green terracotta and we have the lime terracotta. If we actually look at it from a distance, you can tell that it's different. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the lime terracotta for the lighter parts of Bulbasaur, and that is for the darker parts of Bulbasaur. So what we basically have is we have this sort of setup. Also, I thought back onto this, we actually need darker black. Like, darker black. We actually need slightly lighter, but having that color of it might be a little bit too much. So what I was thinking was we use the red concrete. So as of now, these are all 7 colors that we need. So we need to remember that if we're going to use the lighter color, we need to use lime and green wool for the darker. And every single time that we go up, we need to compare colors. Two things. So, right now, let's organize that to the actual, like, orientation that we want it to be used in. So, this. So, so yeah, so we're gonna build up, fill in the background, and then start properly. Gonna put the glass pane right there, and then put the light there. That seems about right, honestly. So we're currently at 4 out of 19. So okay. So that looks good. Let's build up from here and match it. And remember, you should always be wary that you make it a little bit too tall or a little bit too long. So you want to start with this corner right here and then work your way over. The bottom part of this is a little bit janky because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit janky at first because we are under the impression that we made it the right length. But it looks like that's 22. Two ends. No, I'm actually very glad today. I found a the store has been sold out of Dr. Pepper cream soda, which I am now a massive fan of. And I wasn't usually a like cream soda person, but it's like yeah, I could dig this. And it's mostly because I really like the flavor of Dr. Pepper. So 3, then a space, 3, and we're gonna go up 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now let's see if it works on this level too. So we're gonna just fill that in. Let's go up 1. And I go up 3. So 1. Then I go over 2. Up 1. We're going to go over 2, over 2, up 1, over 3. Then we should be at the top. Just to confirm it. One, 2, 3. Okay. So as far as I am aware, it should be good enough. So over 2. 2 up 1. There we go. Now it looks like a pretty Bulbasaur outline. Okay. So, got coal. Now you gotta use black for the outline. So it's 3. Got 3, 1. Then we got an L shape. 2, another L shape. Cap it off. At that point, it goes down to gray. So, we're going to be using lime for a second. So, gonna use that to mark the distance for that. Then that. There we go. I'll put that away. Shift all those down. Three, 1, space. There we go. Three, 2, and then 3. There we go. I got to do silver. There was only one piece of silver in this entire one, and it's right there, and it's his back foot. Then with white, the 2 front feet, and then we have the eyeball. That. I think that's coming in pretty nicely. Then we have the darker shades on his face. And then up here we have the like T shape of it. So gonna leave that out. Yeah. And again, the problem is that the okay, so either this isn't bright enough or this isn't dark enough. So what I'm gonna do is I am actually gonna grab the green terracotta and see how that works. Whoops. Sorry there. Is that the light one? It's the darker one. Also, yes, I didn't notice this one was up here. You can tell I'm rushing. And now it just looks a bit brown. But then again, in the original sprite, it looks kind of brown too. Am I really gonna use this one for this? You know, it might just be dark enough to work. Whoops. It's close. It's really close. We're almost there. Now let's try concrete. We might have got it. Might have found it. Perfect. Well, except for this one. I think that's really close. I think that's as close as we're gonna get, probably. So, next up, we have to put all lights around, but we could totally do that next time. I'm gonna get all the way out to Charizard like I was 4. I don't think I actually put down all those videos though. So either way, we're gonna have to do this next time. See you guys then. Goodbye.